guys, King of Charms here to be your judge, your jury, and your analyst, and today I bring to you the strongest ABB team in the Halloween Cup. So this Dark Double Poison has been one of the most powerful formulas, and this features Dark Double Poison in the form of Mandibuzz, Nidoqueen, and Golbat as your safe switch. This team's incredibly powerful. I have a whole lot of fun in this shoutcast, and it's pretty nuts at what it can do. And yeah, it's Nidoqueen is just beastly. She's such a beast that put her around with a bone bird KFC thingy. I don't know. What does Mandibuzz look like? Mandibuzz, what's Mandibuzz? Mandibuzz isn't a chicken, right? I'm just gonna name it chicken because you know what? Chick-fil-A is open right now and I'd really like some freaking Chick-fil-A. And yeah, I'd love some food. Also, Golbat's incredibly powerful. Both of your back row does have Poison Fang, so you're able to create a lot of sweet plays here where you can debuff the holy crap out of your opponent and come out with some fast move damage W's. But before we get started, my mental health tip of the day is actually going to be, okay, depression. So I had one person comment on my thing and they're like, oh, no, talking about Pokemon Go, not depression. I'm a therapist. So this is my therapist mental health tip of the day. And my therapist mental health of the day is going to be, if you have been severely depressed. Okay, so here's the difference between regular depression and clinical depression. Regular depression, you can have depressive episodes. Everyone can be depressed at some point. A lot of people casually say like, oh my god, that's so depressing, or like, dude, that's depressing. You can have depressive episodes. Where it gets really serious is that for 2 weeks, if you have felt really depressed, low energy, you've been sleeping, hypersomnia or insomnia, or you haven't been able to sleep, and you just lots of fatigue, you just have no energy, you can't get up throughout the day or do anything, or life seems meaningless and you're suicidal, or you want to do harm to yourself, you're probably clinically depressed, and that means major depressive disorder. Or if you want the more serious version, persistent depressive disorder, which is 2 years. If you've been persistently depressive for 2 years, then you have persistent depression disorder. The reason I'm bringing this up to you is because a lot of people don't realize that they are really clinically depressed, and when you're clinically depressed, it really freaking sucks. What's even worse, you can get both persistent depressive disorder. I learned this from reading the manual. You can get PDD and MDD. So you can both have, you have persistent depression and major depression at the same exact time, and it is terrible. So if you have been really depressed for a span of 2 weeks, you probably have that. You probably should get checked out. As someone that has MDD myself, major depressive disorder is incredibly difficult. It sucks a lot. You can get treated for it, and you can go into something called remission. Remission is the fancy clinical term for basically saying you just don't show symptoms, or you have minimal. It doesn't affect your life in a high degree anymore. However, it can always come back. For those of you that aren't on for those of you that probably have major depression, or if you're diagnosed or unaware of it, you can actually relapse. If you're not on medication, you actually have an 80% chance of relapsing higher than the general population. Unless you work really hard like I do, so your major depression doesn't come back and doesn't really get to you, because you can't really tell if I have major depression, but I do, and I work very hard to keep it under remission and to keep it in balance, because being clinically depressed really sucks. But if you do have what I said, again, get yourself checked out, but that's how you can tell the difference between regular depressive episodes or just a depressive day, and then you have your really serious depression, which is clinical depression. Be careful, take care of yourself, and also, I hope you enjoy this shoutcast featuring the most powerful ABB team in the Halloween Cup. And without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so here are the battles. This is the strongest ABB team statistically. It's Mandibuzz, Nidoqueen, and I actually jacked this up because you're going to see my Nidoqueen actually has Stone Edge. It doesn't really affect the outcome of this battle, but you will see me I'm like, wow, you know, I should have definitely double checked. So my Nidoqueen at this battle has Stone Edge instead. So we get the mirror, Mandibuzz on Mandibuzz action, and I actually win this because you have Air Slash. So my opponent does something really weird here. As you see, like, I'm trying to get some extra air slashes through, but my god, like, visually, I couldn't, like, really tell. I'm like, what the heck? Am I on the right interval? I have no idea what's going on. So as you see, I'm just firing these air releases off, but you do happen to win this matchup if you have air slash versus Snarl. So, but it's still a really painful and long matchup. Yeah, it's extremely painful. It's not as bad as some other matchups, like Umbreon on Umbreon in Open Ultra League. Freaking, what is it, Bubble Beam G. But if you got Mantine on Mantine action and both of you are trying to Bubble Beam each other to death, that's another thing. It's long, it's drawn out, and it is boring. It's like waiting for the lobby in raids. Can someone please explain to me why we still don't have a ready up kind of thing in lobby? You know what's funny? They shut down Harry Potter, and Harry Potter had a ready up for their like raid-like content. And Pokemon Go to this day, despite raids being out for years, still doesn't have a ready up button. We still have to wait a whole 120 seconds inside the lobby before the raid starts. I know this is PvP and this is not rated, but still, you'll see what I mean, right? So we're gonna fire this aerial ace, and my opponent likes to shield. I'm like, wait, what? I will take shield versus switch, and I don't understand why. The reason being is because both of our Pokemon are basically double poison, so if they have a Wormadam in the back, I'm screwed anyways. That's just my idea behind this. So as you see, I'm going to send in Nidoqueen, and I'm going to farm down. I send in Nidoqueen, we get Sableye. So remember how I mentioned that Earth Power would have been very valuable right now? This is when I realized, I'm like, oh, I don't have Earth Power. I have Stone Edge. But like I mentioned before, this actually doesn't affect the outcome of the battle. So if Foul Play goes through, I will fire the Stone Edge. I should ideally use Poison Fang. But as you see, I'm just gonna fire Stone Edge. Screw it. Fire the big Stone Edge, the Pillar of the Rock comes from the ground and actually eviscerates and does heavy damage against our opponent's Sableye. Now we got Nidoqueen on Golbat action. And this is great. We win this really hard, especially in the zeros, because Golbat essentially walls Nidoqueen. You resist Poison Jab, you resist Poison Fang, and you resist Earth Power. Unless it's carrying Stone Edge, that'd be excessively painful. Shadow Ball goes through, we do big damage, and I'm going to actually fire the Poison Fang at a certain interval, just because you could get to a second Shadow Ball. I could shield here, but I would rather save my shield for my Nidoqueen. As you see here, I'm just gonna get a little bit of extra energy. Ideally, I should just fire the Poison Fang and then farm it down. But my idea here is to just basically Poison Fang, KO this Nidoqueen, and then I should be able to have enough energy to take out this Sableye. As you see, I immediately switch out into Nidoqueen. I'm gonna fire the Poison Fang, and this Poison Fang should take out our opponent's Sableye. The reason I fired Stone Edge first because they could switch out anyways, and they would have just cleared the debuff. But as you see here, this all works out, and that's GG's. So, pretty insane matchup. As you see in the mirror, I don't understand why my opponent decided to double shield, because shield advantage is still very powerful, especially if you're down to zeros like that. So, worked out really well for us. We got Mandibuzz into Nidoqueen for the next match. This is terrible. Nidoqueen will 2-shield its way to oblivion through every single dark type in this meta, most of them. Drapion and Skuntank still have some play, but generally Nidoqueen can beat them both. So as you see here, I'm just going to Foul Play. What I'm going to do is, my idea is to do as much chip damage as humanly possible, send in Golbat, and send in Golbat and then farm this thing down. Now, this Nidoqueen's going to be able to get to another Poison Sting or Poison Fang. I will shield the second one though, because it's going to do heavy damage. Poison Fang goes through, but I want to do as much chip as I can, because I don't want to send my back row against this Nidoqueen. Poison Fang goes through. I'm going to send in Golbat to farm down. So Golbat's going to be able to farm down. I got a pretty hefty amount of energy. However, my opponent does have shield advantage and a lot of control. And we see the worst thing our team could encounter, and that's a Wormadam. So this is really, really, really bad. Wormadam, as you see, they call my Poison Fang bait, and I'm gonna just go straight Shadow Ball after this. It's gonna break whether or not we break a shield, we're in a lot of danger right now. I fire the Shadow Ball, and as you see here, it actually goes through. So this actually gives me a win condition now. I'm going to send in Nidoqueen, and I'm going to farm down. If by some reason I have an Azu in the back, I have a win condition. Because I can farm this Wormadam down, and I have a bazillion energy, and all I have to do is Poison Fang down. So we don't have an Azu, it's an Incineroar. But I'm like, wait a minute, Incineroar is very squishy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire both my Poison Fangs, and I am going to debuff the holy hell out of this Incineroar's defense. Snarl still takes a while to get to, and as you see here, I should be able to just Poison Sting down, and my opponent fires, which is actually really strange why they didn't use their last shield. So because of that, but it wouldn't matter. Anyways, Dark Pulse goes through. As you see here, I send in Golbat, and I am able to just wing attack down. I should be able to get to another Poison Fang, even if they didn't, and then I still would have KO'd them. So that's GG's. So as you see here, somehow, some way, the only way to beat Wormadam is to get a Shadow Ball through shield. And as you see here, despite my opponent having 2 shields, we literally ball out. We ball so hard that our opponent's shields never find us, and we GG's. Dang, that was a sweaty matchup. Speaking of sweaty matchups, hello Azu. This is one of the most hated things in the meta, and I hate my own... Actually, I love my Azu. My Azu's a rank 1. I'm not gonna lie, my Azu's done a lot of work, man. My Azu's won me self-tournaments. My Azu's been like hella goated for content. It is a rank 1, so I can't hate on my Azu. They let the Poison Fang go through, which is kind of strange, and then they send in Sableye. What I'm trying to do is essentially force a bait for my opponent. However, this isn't necessarily bad, because what happens here is that our opponent is locked into Golbat, and Golbat, I can debuff you. The reason I power the Poison Fang over here is because since the Sableye is locked in, I should be able to send in Mandibuzz, and Mandibuzz can like do some work. I should be able to second Poison Fang. This time I will fire again. If my opponent doesn't shield this, that's fine. They probably won't. If they do, that's great. We grab a shield. And my opponent does not. But because its defense is so low, I should just be able to send in Mandibuzz, and then I should be able to Air Slash down. Yes, Return does heavy damage, but even though my Mandibuzz doesn't have the greatest IVs in the world, it should be able to take it pretty comfortably. Not comfortably. Yeah, that's not comfortably. That I think I was like, when I see that, I was like, oh my god, it did like half my HP, dear mother of mercy. We get the Azu back. As you see here, I am able to catch a move, but it's a play rough. I wish I kind of ate that. We're down shields, and we got an Ariados, so I have a win condition. The reason why I have a win condition is because I might be able to Poison Fang the unholy hell of that Azu. I will eat this Mega Horn, it's resisted, but I need to save a shield for Azu, because that Azu has Ice Beam, I am done. We're gonna fire these Poison Fangs, but because Ariados is squishy, they eat it, and I'm like, ooh, that's great, because yes, they can comfortably eat that Poison Fang, but here's the thing. I should just be able to farm this thing down or cause heavy damage. My opponent's not shielding at all, and now I'm like, okay, this is great. Because the reason being is because Azu is gonna come in and get absolutely shredded by our Nidoqueen. Mega Horn goes off, I will shield this one, and all I'm gonna do is attempt to farm down completely. I should be able to farm down. There's no way this is a Mega Horn. This is cross poison, and we are able to resist it, double resist impact, and we should live pretty comfortably. I'm going to be able to almost farm this thing out, and they send in Azu because my opponent's aware of, oh no, now they figured it out. Now they really realize I have a win condition. Because all I have to do is double Poison Fang here. This should break the second shield, by the way. This Azu has a -2, and then I can send in Mandibuzz and hit this aerial ace for the W. I will get a little more energy here. Actually, I just go straight for the Poison Fang. As you see, with a bunch of energy, Nidoqueen just slaps you to death with this, and then then I'm gonna combo in. So after I kill the Azu, I get hella fancy, send in the aerial ace. It doesn't really matter. This Ariados does not have any more energy left. This aerial ace will go through, and that's GG's. Really freaking sweaty freaking battle. That's what Nidoqueen can do, and Nidoqueen is a beast in the Halloween Cup. It is no surprise that like in literally in multiple combinations, Nidoqueen is like on the top teams, and this is the most powerful ABB team with double poison, and it just does absolute work against the meta. We see a Venusaur, and I'm like, is that a Razor Leaf Venusaur? I really enjoyed doing this matchup. Our opponent sends in an A9, and that's actually terrible because A9 with Powder Snow beats our entire team. Does super effective against Mana, does super effective against Nidoqueen, and does super effective against Golbat, which is absolutely terrible. This is a tragedy right now, and what's happening is we're going to need to be really fancy to come out with a W. I'm going to Poison Fang to debuff this Ninetales. However, I will let one Weather Ball through. It does super effective damage. I should be able to Poison Jab down. The issue is, I don't really have a lot of options here. They're going to be able to farm my Nidoqueen down, and they do have shield advantage, and they send in the Venusaur. Venusaur shreds but the good thing is it's a freaking shot Razor Leaf Venusaur. So because it's a Razor Leaf Venusaur, I have 2 flyers. So because I have 2 flyers, I can comfortably tank whatever this Venusaur throws at me with Golbat. That's why I send it in, because you are able to resist Sludge Bomb as well as Frenzy Plant. They send in a Alolan Marowak, and this is game, because what happens here is that unless they're carrying Fire Blast, Mandibuzz walls it. So they let the Shadow Ball through shields, and then I send in my Mandibuzz. Holy mother of go battle lag. But what happens is my opponent actually just quits out. Yes, they probably lagged a little bit, but as you see, they just quit out because that's GG's. Not only did they let the Shadow Ball through shields, Mandibuzz has a great matchup against Alola Marowak, and of course, Golbat has a great matchup against... I forgot what my opponent had, but that's GG's. But yeah, I had two positive, super positive matchups, and that's game. For the final battle, we have Mandibuzz into Jellicent, and this is terrible if our opponent's carrying Ice Beam, but the fact that they switched out so fast shows me that you don't have Ice Beam. You are carrying Bubble Beam as well as Shadow Ball. So, we send in our Shadow Nidoqueen against Galvantula. You want to send in against Galvantula because you resist pretty much everything Galvantula has to offer unless it's Energy Ball, but most Galvantulas are carrying Lunge and Discharge. And as you see with Nidoqueen, you're going to be able to Poison Fang down to oblivion. Our opponent is debuffing us. That's fine. I actually want you to debuff me because I want as much energy on this Nidoqueen as possible. It's still really rough though because Golbat doesn't have a great matchup against Jellicent, and that Jellicent's going to be able to get some extra farm here. I'm going to fire off this Earth Power, but mind you, that Earth Power is is -2. So Earth Power isn't going to do a ton of damage here. I will fire this Earth Power, and then I'm hoping what happens is either I get the debuff or I should be able to get to another Poison Fang. So, Earth Power goes off. I'm hoping I get to a Poison Fang because debuffing this thing would be incredibly valuable, and I do get to another Poison Fang. Because my opponent swapped, I know they don't have Ice Beam. So I'm going to send in Mandibuzz just so my opponent doesn't think about firing Shadow Ball, because Golbat can still eat heavy damage from Shadow Ball. And it's a Charm A9. This is perfect. We locked in Golbat into A9. All we got to do is Poison Fang, and then this should be GG's. Poison Fang goes through. Our opponent will likely shield because they want to lose A9, and it's pretty much their only answer against my Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz, however, does have a great matchup against Jellicent if it's not carrying Ice Beam. That's why I like Ice Beam on Jellicent, but because of the way my opponent switched out, I know for a fact, or I can heavily bank, that our opponent does not have an Ice Beam Mandibuzz. The Poison Fang goes through. Unfortunately, you are lacking the ninjutsu of destiny because you know what? On this day, it will be no ninja war. I will win the war and I will win the battle on this day. No, ain't no Madara coming in and trying to come back from the dead and take my elo. That's one of the greatest. That ninja war arc was absolutely amazing though. Dude, Madara is so, for those of you that watch Naruto, Madara is so overpowered. That man is a freaking destroyer of everything. I'm able to Poison Fang down. I should be able to get to a Shadow Ball. If not, that's perfectly fine. I still have a whole Mandibuzz against this Jellicent. I should be able to get the Foul Play, and that's GG's. I hope you guys enjoyed the battle. This is actually the strongest ABB team. If you lose the lead, say switch into Golbat. Or you can sack Mandibuzz into Bleed and come out with shield advantage like you saw in match 1. Very valuable team. Double Poison is absolutely amazing, and Mandibuzz is a beast for this cup, and I hope y'all enjoyed the battles. And that's GG's. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Freaking Big Metal Chick-fil-A Burb, the Shadow Queen of, well, not Shadow Nidoqueen, but the Nidoqueen of Death, and the flying... It's not a Zubat, but I'm pretty sure a lot of you have memories from Pokemon Red and Blue, where Zubat was the most annoying thing in the entire universe, because as soon as you beat the crap out of Brock, you already knew you were about to go into freaking, what is it, Mount Moon or whatever, and then you're going to encounter a bazillion Zubats, and then, yeah, if you don't have Flash and everything, it's freaking hilarious, but yes, I hate Zubat myself, but you have Golbat, but Golbat is incredibly powerful for this cup for good reason. Really strong, does a lot of work, and does really well. With double Poison Fang, you just see how, and showcase just how powerful it is and how nuts it's able to just go off and absolutely annihilate your opponent. I hope you all enjoyed the shoutcast. I hope you enjoyed this ABB team of death. So, yes, it is incredibly powerful. Double Fangs debuff the only crap parent, and you come out with a bunch of dubs. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Do me a huge favor, please like and subscribe. It's totally free, and comment for the YouTube algorithm. A lot of y'all have been doing it already. If you would like to subscribe, please use the box at the bottom right. And by the time I'm done talking, you can put your mouse over it, boom, you can easily subscribe over there. Really appreciate my community. I appreciate y'all, and I stream on Twitch on Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday. Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, 6:30, 7:30 a.m. PST. If you have any questions, or if you just want to say hi, I'm on there, and I stream consistently. I'm being a really consistent streamer, I swear. So, again, I will see you on there. You guys have a wonderful day. I hope y'all are enjoying the Halloween cup. It's a refreshing, very refreshing in comparison to the terrible cup, the worst meta of all time called the Catch Cup. So, that being said, good luck in y'all go battle league sets, and I will see you guys on the next video.